Let's talk about AI and the hype behind the AI. Now, when I say AI, I know it's very broad and it's very let's narrow it down for now. Let's while we start our conversation to ChatGPT, and I also want to talk about the new Bing chat bot which we have. I think it's called Sydney, right? And how it differentiates between that and ChatGPT and all the things people put into it. Sydney came up with a review model itself, but they're still testing it out, right? But they announced it.
I wanted to introduce to you the new chat experience in Bing.
How these two are compared with the existing Google's AI, which is implemented completely differently to what these two AIs are doing. And I don't want to get carried away, but later in the show we will also talk about different other kinds of AI, but we will get to that. But let's start the conversation with ChatGPT.
Wait a second. Just explain to this noob what the hell is AI. The fact that I'm civil engineer doesn't mean I'm dumb.
No, I know. So no, I understand where you're coming from. A lot of people, where we come from, doing our regular jobs and being I mean, we're not experts in AI field, or we're not experts in IT. Even if I am working in IT, it doesn't mean that I'm expert or I'm there yet, right?
Mhm.
So, but the thing about AI or any technology to be specific is that we can use that technology in every industry and in our day-to-day lives, like we always use. We've been using for the past 20 years now. But AI, when people get narrow AI, is basically an software application system, an algorithm, a recognition pattern built into it, where it does one specific task very efficiently and very quickly than human beings. One of the examples is the robotic arms, which Tesla factories have, or most car manufacturing factories have, where they only have one job to do and they do it perfectly, flawlessly.
That's AI.
Recognizing what it's doing, like for example, if you take what do you say, autonomous driving. Okay, autonomous driving is also just programming. Okay,
No,
but
that's
recognizing,
AI.
no.
Okay. Okay.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's very close, very thin line right now with our technology and AI. So AI,
Mhm.
the difference between that and AI is, in our head, AI should be recognizing context and having a normal conversation with a human being, and also understanding
Make decisions
what
by
we're saying.
itself.
Yeah, and make decisions by
Yeah.
itself. Okay, so I know that the robotic arm doesn't make any decisions by itself. I get that. But then
Mhm.
if you put a human hand there, or if you put something which is not supposed to be there, okay, it will look at it. It has cameras, it has motion sensors, it has so many other things going into it, and then it'll make a decision to stop or avoid that, or stay clear of that. So that is like a very tiny bit of, I wouldn't say, again, I wouldn't say AI. I don't like to use the term AI just about on anything. It's just like I'm trying to build up to the stages of what we have right now to the actual AI. So there's a little bit of part of code over there which can be used in AI, or it can be considered that, okay, it's doing its job without human interference or human
Mhm.
interaction,
Mhm.
in that narrow specific job, right? So that in that narrow AI, there are different phases again, right? So I don't want to get into each and every thing of them, but basically that's what narrow AI does: one specific job perfectly, right?
Mhm.
And then which will eventually save a lot of man hours, and then companies will, I mean, obviously those robots or those softwares that don't take vacation days or sick days or whatever. So there's a lot of incentive for business owners to actually implement that, right? And then there's this another thing called and another phase of this scenario here is all of these chatbots which are coming up. So now these chatbots are generative text to speech languages, okay, which are recognizing a pattern of words, okay,
Mhm.
and then constructing their own sentences
Uh-huh.
based on the context of what we uh, are talking about, or what we are asking of it. Okay, so that's
Okay.
a little bit next level of that narrow AI, but it's still
Uh-huh.
narrow AI. Okay, it's still performing the same job, it's still performing the
But it's
only one
narrow.
job, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's why it's narrow, right? And then but even if you look at ChatGPT right now, right? ChatGPT and also, it's these kind of AIs are only as good as the data they have in them, the
Okay.
data they have, they play around with. So the
Mm-hmm.
OpenAI guys feed them, whatever data sets they want ChatGPT to know or to consider when someone asks them a question. And once it does, it goes to that data repository and searches all of that, relevant words, and then it auto understands what to, pick, which words to pick, and how to answer it properly. And so all of that optimization is happening in the background in different versions of that chat GPT, but it is essentially doing the same thing: pattern recognition, speech
Mm-hmm.
recognition, data assimilation, and then composing all of that, and then
Mm-hmm.
providing you a, an answer. So now Bing has a different data set. It's called
Mm-hmm.
the internet. So,
Okay.
so that's massive. Okay. But the problem with the internet, as we all know, that we have information and we also have misinformation. So when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
AI,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for changing the camera angles. So cool that you did that. And oh, thank you. So yeah, so it uses the internet, right? So when you ask, for a particular specific question, it might give you the right answer or it might not.
Uh-huh.
In some source, in somewhere, in some hundredth page of Google search, which we barely go out of the first page as soon as we search
Nobody
for
goes
something.
there.
Exactly, nobody goes
You
there.
can
It's
even
like a,
you can
it's like
even leave
a
your country's nuclear secrets there. Nobody will find it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, right? So, yeah, let's say in that hundredth page, there are a specific data which it was looking for, and that specific data matches with the question which we are asking, right? I mean, it will show you that data, right? Or it will suggest you in that related links, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not the right data. That's why Google showed it in the 100th page, because it wasn't relevant for what you were searching for. So that's where a lot of overlapping happens in search
Mm-hmm.
engine algorithms. And okay, so that is the difference between the how it searches for information and how it produces the information, assimilates it, packages it nicely, and then brings it to you, right? Now, the and that another great example of that would be okay Google, Google Assistant, right? That doesn't put aside the fact that usefulness when it comes to ChatGPT is so high, right? People have been using that for so many things which Google cannot produce right now,
Mm-hmm.
because the difference between Google search engine and ChatGPT, AI, learning is completely different. They are programmed differently. Okay, so ChatGPT is programmed to give you an actual specific answer based on the information it has. Google just gives you everything it has, and
Okay,
then
so
leaves it for our interpretation or use.